what's going on? It's your man Cass.
And Bell.
And we are here and we are back for Divorce Not an Option, the podcast and video stuff that talks about relationships and and marriage and keeping it together.
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. So here we are in 2026.
Happy 2026. I know it's been, I know the last time we did this was in June. I believe June, July was the last time we did this. So a lot of things happened in the last 6 months. I don't know if you want to get into it a little bit, babe, or
I mean, just some medical.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a podcast on this down the road about things. When you go through medical issues with your spouse and stuff. So, she went through some stuff, but I could say that my wife is 100% back.
Yes, I'm here.
And she's good, and everything's right, and everything that happened was for a great positive reason, and she is back 100% to annoying me.
Yes.
Anyway, so I spend my money. Anyway,
know you more. Yes.
So, baby, we're back. It's a new year. What are we going to talk about today?
Yeah, so it's only right to start out with fresh, talking about digital boundaries and marriage and relationships.
Digital boundaries.
Yes, digital boundaries. So that is what we're going to cover in this segment.
So what is digital boundaries? Like I can't watch porn or something?
Okay, well, first of all, we can discuss that because it's digital boundaries, so it's the right segment to discuss your porn, all right? But no, this is where we kind of want to talk about, setting the right boundaries. Should couples set, social media boundaries and your phone and password sharing and everything.
So no porn on social media?
Explore that. First of all, I don't even know how you could watch porn on social media. I know it's there. I just don't know how. I'm not sure why that
got
stuff.
Facebook,
but why? I don't understand how that stuff does not get taken off.
I am not in part of any of those groups.
I don't get it.
But it pops up.
I don't get it because they'll take off anything else that they feel is harassment or
crazy,
but then it's crazy.
Got
but then you could watch a whole porn on Facebook. That's just crazy to me.
Well, I think the problem with the digital world right now is that we tend to invest too much of our time and effort into it. And I think when I think we have a lot of downtime in our life now. Life is a lot simpler than it was back in the day.
Right.
So a lot of people have a lot of downtime. I know, just take like work, for example, people go on jobs and they are, half of the, they say you're there for 8 hours, but let's be honest, you don't work for 8 hours.
Right.
And to fill that time in, most people on social media, where back in the days, people were like, on their, reading the, magazines or newspapers.
Or gossiping. Or just talking
like
to their neighbors.
They fill their extra time in with the internet.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because we spend so much time on the internet, it really influences us more than it should. I think people are living and dying by the internet. I think people are using the internet as the new Bible. That's where we consume our news, our gossip. Everything that we do now is from the internet. And unfortunately, in relationships, people listen to people on the internet. And, because we're going to talk about, digital boundaries, we need to talk about the boundaries of listening to these people online. Well,
yeah, yes, we'll get into all that. And there are some strong, things out there that we want to discuss. But there are strong statistics. And so just kind of discussing a few before we get, deeper into the topic, just so for everyone to know. As we already know, divorce is higher, right? So when you put in social media, and add that to the mix, it's going to correlate into a higher amount. Now, statistically, they don't know the amount yet. It could be 10% or 15 or 20%.
For what? What was for?
Adding to divorce.
Oh, that thing's probably like 40%.
Well,
let's be real.
I'm just saying the social media aspect, not. So for that, there are different studies that they conducted. And just for our audience out there, just to know, studies found that a 20% increase in Facebook use. So Facebook use is actually correlated with increase in divorce rates. So that's Facebook use only. So that's not Instagram. That's not Twitter or whatever else is out there. That is simply with Facebook. Okay. And non-social media users reported being 11.4% happier in their marriage than heavy users. And that's based on the Boston University study, where if they're not using it as much, then of course they're going to be much happier because they're not spending their time on screens 24/7. They're spending more time with each other. But that's if you want to spend more time with your spouse.
Yeah, that's another thing. Most people don't want to stay. They on the internet trying to avoid spending time with their spouse.
Yes, and then they also found that heavy users, 32%, were more likely to leave their spouse than non-heavy users.
So posted those trap pictures, those thirst pictures.
Yeah, those thirst pictures.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what? The internet is a weird day. This morning we woke up and I was telling you about what I saw online. So, people listen, and we get into the point. People listen to people. People listen to people online. And about a few years ago, this gentleman came on the scene. Everybody was following him, called Derek Jackson. Everybody was following this guy. He looked like he had the perfect marriage. He looked like he had the idea. He's really coddling to women, and he was just one of those simp guys. But he looked like everything was perfect. All the women would love him. Oh my God, Derek Jackson, I want to be like him. I want to have a marriage like him. I want to have a man like him. Come to find out, this man was crazy cheating on his wife. Crazy cheating. And just everything he was saying was a lie. But then, if you go on his page right now, he has tripled the amount of women that follow him. Triple. Not doubled, not increase a little, tripled. Now, I thought he was canceled. You are a man out there talking about, the women, and you should treat them right, and all the men need to do. And then you can't treat your own woman right? So I thought, he's done. He's canceled. He's gone. Women waking up. Tripled his following. See, that's the problem with the internet and having your relationship and listening online, because from that statistic right there, you can see that a lot of women, in particular women, we talk about that. I know, man, we got things to do. I don't want to be chauvinist here. But, women are listening to a man that is not even faithful to his woman about relationship advice.
Yes, that's true. And all month, all January, we're going to talk about digital boundaries and everything.
Because at the end of the day, I think it's horrible that people, for one, if you're going to listen to anybody online, right, check out their credentials, right? Check out, and that's another problem. We listen to people, right? I do the whole podcast thing. I do the podcast guru thing. I do a lot of things. And most of the people online that'll give you advice have never either done it or done it successfully. But they're good at giving you advice. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can go online and look up like what to do in a certain particular area and give you what sounds right. But all these things are practice based. They can't give you advice without experience, true advice. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody that's never been a parent that's telling you what to do to be a good parent. Now, you could say somebody like Dr. Seuss, the lady back in the day that didn't have, but we were kind of in primitive times. I mean, they were putting kids on a fire escape to, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was a different time. But now with the digital era, it is so easy to be a guru in some area that you've never even done. And people listen to that, and then they take that advice and bring it home to whatever field, particularly their relationship. And that's why 50% of people end in divorce, and most relationships end.
Right. Yeah. I mean, digital boundaries, I think, like I say, we're going to explore digital all month of January, talking about the different aspects of digital usage and such, and the divorce, and even just conflicts in a relationship and boundaries. I think this one, should couples have boundaries when it comes to digital usage? I think they should have boundaries.
But what type of boundaries? Like what is a boundary for on the net?
Well, there is. I mean, there are different. I think, first, I think sometimes, not a therapist, not a physical therapist or anything. So, but, sometimes I believe the word boundaries just creates conflicts as soon as you say it. People automatically are turned off by it. As soon as you say the word boundary, people are like,
Especially women. I don't want to be put in a box. Don't put baby in a box.
It's boundaries. And that's my favorite quote too to say. But boundaries is not something that, that we should be against. Boundaries is not something that's gonna cause any conflict. Boundaries, I think, are healthy in our relationship as long as you use it correctly and both parties have, agreement on the boundaries that you're setting. So it's not one party is compromising and the other one is just, doing whatever they want.
Well, maybe we shouldn't say boundaries. Maybe it should be standards of the relationship.
Well,
no, because if boundaries is a trigger for people, right?
Well,
like, baby, let's be real. If I came to you, baby, these are my boundaries, you're gonna be like, huh?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Standards,
but that's what I'm saying. On an unhealthy relationship, if you say boundaries but I'm talking about, in a healthy relationship, if you say, okay, let's talk about some of the boundaries, rephrasing the word, I don't think is going to change the outcome.
So, sometimes people say it's not what you say, but
it's
how you say
that's
it.
what I'm saying. It's how you say it. So just say it in a different way.
What I'm saying is, I think every relationship have to have standards, right, of a relationship,
yes.
right? And I think as a man, you have to have standards. As a woman, you have to have standards, right? And you have to keep those standards, right? Boundaries is great, don't be wrong, but I think overall is personal standards, like because at the end of the day, there's some people that make their money off of internet, right?
Right,
they make a living off the internet. They make their living off of looking at content and creating content and things like that. So to say overall there should be boundaries on digital of a relationship is kind of broad where like there's a lot of people that do content creation. So that's what I'm saying. It should be standards as far as how you conduct yourself when it comes to internet interaction.
Yeah, I agree with with what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with it at all. What I'm saying is that I understand and I get it and I acknowledge it because gotta acknowledge everything. But to me, when it comes to that aspect, saying boundaries or however you want to rephrase it is up to you. Whatever works for your relationship. So if boundaries is a trigger to the other person, then
let's get real.
Then rephrase it.
What are your boundaries for me for the internet?
Okay. First of all,
she's trying to be all proper.
First of all,
she's trying to come back proper this year. 2006.
2006. Oh, I wish I was back in 2006. I'd be so much younger. I make so much better decisions. Dang. What? Oh, sorry. What?
Anyway, 2026.
There's a time capsule. I'll go back.
Anyway, back to what I was saying.
We'll still be together.
What are your boundaries? We work together.
That's what I'm saying. So, 2006. That's what I'm saying. So we'll still be together. But anyway,
what decisions? Okay. What are your boundaries in our relationship?
So it's not okay. So for some boundaries out there, and I understand, like you say, some people do make content, and that's influencers or content creators, and we get that. But there should still be boundaries. So the first thing that we'll say is that you should not be on social media 24/7. I don't care if you are working, if you're a content creator, if you're an influencer. You should not be on there 24/7. You should not wake up with the phone in your hand and going to sleep with the phone in your hand.
You sometimes going to sleep with the phone in your hand.
When?
I go in the room sometimes.
When?
I think you sleeping, but you're on your phone.
Oh, that's
a lie?
He lying.
That's a lie.
Yes.
So there's never been a time I've
There's
gone
never
to the
been
room
a time.
and you say you go on his bed. I'm like, all right, cool. But then I go there and you're on your phone.
That's you. That is him. There ain't never been a time.
If we're going to sit here and we're going to be real.
We are. There ain't never been a time.
So there's been a time you've been on your couch.
That's on the couch. On the couch. You say, let's stick to the facts. Let's stick to the facts. And I say I'm going to sleep, but then I'm scrolling. Never. Never.
You know how women sit here and bluntly lie?
He actually does that.
You know what I'm going to do one day?
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to come back on this. We're going to archive this one day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to videotape it one day.
You should.
I'm going to put it up.
You should.
And then I'm going to be like, see? Refer back to this podcast. And see, because that's a damn lie.
That is not a damn lie. You should. First of all, who is the heavy social media user? Me or you?
No, I am. I'm not saying I am. I'm not. I'm not saying I'm not.
Okay, what I'm saying is that, there should be a time and a place, all right? One, One, okay, you should not be waking up. Oh, let me just grab my phone and go on social media. All right. No, we should not do that. We should put the phone down.
So in the morning, like I like
exactly.
what if I'm taking a poop and I can sit on the toilet and scroll. That's a problem?
I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just saying.
No. In the morning when I wake up, I usually go to the bathroom and take a poop.
It's your morning routine that you do.
So what's wrong with me scrolling?
I'm not saying that.
No, I mean,
what I'm saying is
what
that
is wrong with scrolling?
Well, everything is wrong with scrolling first thing you wake up in the morning, because when you wake up in the morning, you should not be thinking about social media. What you should be doing is, thanking the Lord for waking you up in the morning, and then just kind of debriefing, take a little bit of time to debrief. Debriefing, take a silent time. I don't know, do yoga and shit. I don't know.
I don't do no goddamn yoga.
Okay, well then meditate. All right?
I don't
sit
meditate.
in the damn closet and meditate.
I got to sit in the closet to meditate. I mean, our closet's big enough for it, but why am I sitting? You don't do that?
No, because I'm not on social media the first thing I wake up.
But all the things you should wait, hold on. All the things you suggested.
That's for you.
So this is really about you trying to chastise me about my internet.
No, I'm chastising
this is what this podcast is about. Because when you wake up in the morning, grumpy.
Yeah.
Grumpy as hell.
Yes.
And then you go to the bathroom.
Yep.
And then you come out.
Yep.
And you say, kids, wake up. School time. DJ, y'all son. DJ, you getting ready for school. You start yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You maybe you need to do some yoga. Get some zen.
Actually, yoga is too quiet for me. I can't do that.
So how you going to see? Now you trying to be one of them fake people online that's telling people what to do and they don't do it themselves.
I need chaos. I can't do it.
I am so sorry, people, because at the end of the day, my wife is doing what everybody else does. I just talked about Derek Jackson doing that, and then right now we just talked about you should do yoga and meditate and thank the Lord. But I do pray. I do pray. The first thing when I wake up, I do pray. Yes, I do. I do pray to God. Thank you for waking me up and my family and everything. And then after that, then I go buck wild. Then I go. buck wild. So.
But yet, I am not picking up my phone.
She just blatantly lied here for everybody. But now she's telling the truth about that.
I still didn't pick up my phone though. But
no, you don't. No, I give you that. You don't pick up your phone in the morning. I mean, to be honest, it's not chaotic. You just make sure the kids, you know what I'm saying, our son's waking up, our daughter's good, and stuff like that. Then you log in for your job and stuff like that. So you check your emails and all that stuff. So she does handle her business in the morning. She's not on social media immediately. I give her that. But she ain't doing no goddamn yoga and zen and peace to the world or none of that crap. That's definitely not happening.
Okay, yes, that is not happening. I agree. That is not happening. It is too quiet for me. It's too calm for me to do, and I can't do it. I'm not a calm person, so I cannot do all that.
And plus, she's not a morning person.
And I hate mornings.
So at the end of the day, she's like mad crying, which gives more evidence to when she's going to sleep at night. And she says, I'm going to sleep. I be catch her in the room on her phone, scrolling before she go to bed.
Because you go to bed before me. Half the time, you go to bed before me.
I do go to bed before you.
Okay, and I'm usually on the couch watching my crime shows and scrolling. That is, yes. If I go on my phone right now and check my social media usage, I bet you it's going to only say a couple of hours a day, a week, actually. Yes, there's a little app on everybody's phone. You can check it. But I will say at nighttime, I do scroll while I'm watching my crime shows because that is my time again, the whole day, already took care of business the whole day. At nighttime, at 10, 11 o'clock, I'm turning on the TV. I'm watching a crime show and I am on the couch. Hell, I'd be lucky if I start at 9, at 9 p.m. doing that, but it's rarely.
Yes. No, I give you that. But see, I don't think scrolling a lot is unhealthy. I think that if it's getting in the way of your relationship in life, like if you're not being productive in your relationship, if for example, if you're on a date, you're out with your woman or your man, and all you doing is on social media taking pictures and stuff like that, that's a problem. Or
the people that's taking pictures, like I know for females, when we go out to eat a lot, we like to take a lot of pictures of the food, and before we touch it, we'll take, place and stuff. And I know that could be annoying sometimes because I do it.
Yeah, because I think what happens is that, see, this is the thing. What is the purpose of it? For one, we have a critics business. We do social media stuff. So I don't get as mad when she does that because I understand she's doing it for our business, right? But see, this is the thing. When you're doing it for a purpose, let's say you go out with an influencer, right? A person that is, whatever, then it's okay. Let them do. But do that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Or do it quick. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like they bring the plate, take the picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they, you know what I'm saying? Do it in a manner where you're handling business, but it's not the entire time out.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing, like, there's been times we go to different restaurants where we're just there to be critics, to give that. So, of course, we're going to take a lot of pictures behind the scenes, things like that.
But the purpose.
That's the purpose.
Yeah, that's the purpose of us doing, going out.
But if you're going out as like a date and things like that, and you're choosing to really just all the time, you're on your phone and you're doing the selfies and all that, like to me, that's a boundary that, like, if you meet somebody and they do that in the beginning, run. Because at the end of the day, they're not valuing your time. They're not really trying to get to know you. Right. Also, if you're in a relationship with somebody, even married, and that's all they do, then you really need to discuss the closeness
you guys
of your
need
relationship.
To talk about,
because obviously the social media aspect is more important. Because unless your wife is making money or she's like just a social media influencer or she's trying to do it, understand, okay, cool. But if she's doing it just to do it and there's no purpose to it, I think that's where the boundary has to come in. Because it's like, what are you doing this for? Are you doing this for the relationship, for a career, for because you got to start somewhere, right? Right. Because you have a wife like, hey, baby, I want to be influenced. Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, but then they're starting off, and no money's coming in, and they're taking a lot of pictures and stuff like that.
They're just trying to kick off that business.
Exactly. So it may be a little annoying, but at least your spouse has a purpose of it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm trying to do a social media thing, blah blah blah, and you got to give some allowance to that. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because let's be honest, social media, self-media, all that stuff, it's really where it's at. You know what I'm saying? That's where the money's at. You could do a career.
Yeah, it's really lucrative.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, we know we've been in behind the scenes social media podcasting for years, and we know, you know what I'm saying, the influence and the lucrative of it and stuff like that. So I get it. But it does take a while to jump off. It does take a time, so you have to be patient. But if that's the goal of the relationship, that's fine. That, you're talked and this is what you're going to do. But if it's just your woman or your man and he's up, well, to be honest, it shouldn't. If your man is doing all of that and he's not a social media influencer or critic, I would say run anyway, because that's kind of weird.
That's very weird. That's very weird.
But if your woman is just doing it for the clout and for all that, man, run, because she has no boundaries. Because a boundary would be just a natural boundary. Like, I'm meeting this guy up, like just for a relationship, right? I'm meeting this guy that I really want to get to know. So I'm going to focus on getting to know him. I may take a few snapshots and stuff, but I want to focus on him. You know what I'm saying? But, if you're married and that's what your wife is doing, you have to have a discussion with her.
I agree. I think, having discussions about social media usage, even like I say, even if you're an influencer or you want to start up the business, that's great. But there should still be some type of discussions, some type of, usage. I guess I'm not trying to use the word boundary, but there should be limit to, there should be some limitations. And when I say limitations, maybe, at nighttime, you don't want to bring the phone into the bedroom, right? I mean, you could be on your social media, but try, 30 minutes before your bedtime, but, 45 minutes before you guys, go to bed, just to leave the phone out, because that's where you would create your intimacy moment, right?
If you rather be on the phone than making sweet love to your spouse, there's a problem. That's what I'm saying. If the phone is more interesting than that intimate time with your wife or your husband, you have a problem. Your relationship has a bigger problem than social media.
Well, but that's what
I'd rather be in them buns a lot more, especially them buns, than be on social media. You know what I'm saying? Or at least cuddling or rubbing some booty or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's too much.
That's too much, man. That's too much.
Being intimate with the love of your life.
Well, yes, or whoever. Whatever. But
who's ever.
Yeah, or whoever.
Hey,
I don't know what.
Hey, if you're in the bed with
I don't know
multiple,
what you got going on.
If you got multiple, you on the phone, then, something's definitely wrong with you.
Well, yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is that, you should set, at least 30 minutes, okay, I'm just going to put the phone down and just kind of spend that little intimate moment with each other.
And it doesn't have to even be sex. It could be just conversation.
It could be holding,
you know what I'm saying?
talking.
It could be holding, talking, discussing the day and stuff like that. I know we do that lie in the morning time where we'll just discuss a whole bunch of things.
He does.
And stuff like
I just listen.
Yeah. You know what? You're not showing positivity on this podcast right now.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be speaking life into people. Not
I am speaking life. That's not negativity.
You know what I'm saying? There are women out there who wish they had a husband that talked to them in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But not my wife. Not my wife. You know what? Anyway, so all I'm saying is, have that time because during the day is busy. You're working, kids, life, whatever. You have a lot going on, and social media may be part of that life and be an outlet, maybe just a little time to breathe, and that's fine. But the boundaries I don't think the boundaries should be as much of how much you on there is when you're on there.
Yeah, you should be able to respect time that you're on social media, to respect your relationship and not be on. So let's say, if you guys sit down for dinner, every day or every weekday, whatever, then set your phone aside. You should not be on your phone and having dinner at the same time. And those are your time to spend with each other. Maybe you guys can watch a show together or watch, a movie together during that time, but you should not be on your social media scrolling, eating at the same time, and your spouse is looking at you like, want to have a conversation or want to do something.
Because you know what social media is showing? If you're on it so much, even during the intimate times, it shows that social media life is better than your life.
Exactly.
And living your life is not as exciting. So you have to change that, because I know personally, my personal life is way better than social media. But there was a time when we were going through our stuff that social media was that outlet for me because things happening in my life weren't where I wanted them to be. So I was focused on social media and being online and things like that because it was an escape in a sense. So, you have to ask yourself in your relationship, is your life better than what's on social media? If you're on social media looking at it and trying to emulate or how can I say, be jealous or envious of people in their lives, then you have to put work into your life to create it what it was. Because I really believe that life is what you make it. You create your own world. I think I told people that know me, I tell them when I do life coaching and stuff like that, I tell people you have to create your own world, and whatever world you want, you can create by surrounding yourself with the people,
like-minded people,
things like that. So if you are on social media because your world is not what you want, but social media is more attractive to you, then you need to start creating your own world because social media is just all it is. All it should be used as a tool of knowledge, a tool of maybe, money.
Well, it's, that's what I'm saying, a tool to make money, basically.
It shouldn't be your social life. You know what I mean? Social media, of course, the name itself.
It's entertaining.
But it should be entertaining. It's like movies, Back in the days, we used to watch movies and they were entertaining. Now people watch movies and they like, oh, that should be my life. We need to stop this mentality of looking at things that are pretty much fancy. Because let's be honest, people on social media, a lot of times they be lying. But lying about the money, lying about their lives, lying about how they look, filters, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And look at, unfortunately, rest in peace to all these social media influencers, that are deceased. But a lot of them, when they do die, you'll see their family putting up a GoFundMe. So then you're like, wait, then they have all of this money. Then weren't they traveling the world and doing this? And so all of that, again, is just glitz. It's just, smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. I saw this one meme of this girl, right? She was in the mirror. Very beautiful face, right? She beautiful face, beautiful makeup. The girl was beautiful, right? Then the next picture is her full body. How many times
she gonna say the girl beautiful?
No, like her face and her features is beautiful.
Saying, okay.
No, but anyway, I'm just trying to the contrast. Then the next one was her full body, and she looked like the penguin. And I'm not even trying to make jokes. This is the truth. She looks like the body shape of the penguin. If you saw the movie Batman, the old school movie Batman with Michael Keaton and the penguin, that body shape, that was her body shape.
Okay.
See, that's the internet. right? Literally, that sums up the internet
Yeah, it's smoke
in
and
one
mirrors.
word,
It is
in
smoke
one
and mirrors.
meme, is that her face is pretty, and you're like, wow, la. But then when you see the full body, it literally, she looked like the penguin, like literally like the freaking penguin, like a ball.
Not the
You know,
penguin.
now I'm not, like I said, I'm not here trying to body shame nobody. At the end of the day,
Not the
live your life the
penguin.
way you want. But it's just a pure example of the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be a source of information if you need it, but it's not the end to all. You know what I'm saying? The internet has taken us away from actually learning.
Yeah,
And
having
researching and,
real
you know,
human interaction.
Exactly. Human interaction, human curiosity, human research.
Yes.
We just people look at the internet, take for what it is. Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? But most of these people are broke. Most of these people are homeless.
They're
Most of
not
these
doing what their lives are not better than yours. That's just it. Their lives are not better than yours.
There are people even acting homeless for media attention.
Right,
That aren't
for
really homeless.
clicks.
For clicks.
Unbelievable.
Like you got I see all these people that, I just build my cabin in the woods. I'm broke. I'm broke.
Yeah, like,
poor.
first of all,
but how you got a phone?
How you build a whole cabin in the woods?
How you build a whole cabin in the woods and you broke? How you have a tent in the woods? Talking about you broke, got no place, but you got a
where'd
phone.
you get the wood from?
And forget the wood. Let's say the tent people, right? What type of plan you on that you so homeless? Like personally, I don't know.
That you way out in the
homeless
woods.
people. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but homeless people should not be having cell phones.
Okay, well, this is not the conversation we're having.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, you're right. That's another thing.
Look.
But what I'm saying is, it's all a farce. It's all fake. It's all,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's all
At the
fluff.
end of the
That's
day,
all. It's all
things
fluff.
don't make. And the thing is, you got to start questioning these things. Like at first, I was following this guy, right? He was homeless, right? Him and his girl was homeless, and they were talking about homeless. They lived in a storage and all this. And I'm like, wow, man, that's sad. But then, we have no money. We're broke and stuff. And I was like, man, that's sad. Then I said to myself, wait. How they get a cell phone?
How they get a cell phone? How they paying for the storage?
How they pay for the cell phone? Now I know they get free cell phones, but
how they pay for the storage?
Give the free
it's the flip phones,
you know what I'm saying?
or
not iPhones that you could take pictures and you could you could take video and edit and shit like that. I'm like, what type of homelessness is that? Where you got $1,000 iPhone,
I don't know.
or you got a $500 Android. And then you got to pay monthly for it.
Okay, but why did you downgrade the Android price? You talk about $1,000 iPhone, but a $500 Android, really?
I mean,
really?
See iPhone all day.
Unbelievable.
Just everybody, if you already know, we are house divided. I'm team iPhone all day, and she's team what they call that Android petty thing, whatever. Okay. So, but like I said, we already know the iPhone, you got to have some money, you know what I'm saying?
And we already know
you
all
buy
the
Android for like
parts on the iPhone are built from Samsung.
My man got an Android for $20. So anyway, so all I'm saying is,
hey, that $20 Android is working though. It got camera, he's editing, all kinds of stuff.
I'm just saying,
iPhone can't do that.
All I'm saying is that the internet is not worth you losing your relationship over, because seriously, at the end of the day, your wife, your husband, your family should be your internet, should be your entertainment. And don't use the internet to hide or mask what's really going on at home. You have to address the issue, because I think a lot of times too, people do that.
Yeah, it's a distraction.
Distract them from what's going on.
From the real issues.
And you can't let that do that. I mean, it's easy. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. So I don't speak as far as I've been there, where like everything in your life is not going the way you want it to go. So the internet is
it's your escape.
Is your escape. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that. Yeah.
So just doing a little segue, again, still staying in with social media and boundaries and such. It just something came to mind when, earlier when you mentioned the influencers or the couple that do it for business, social media. Now, there is a popular couple that I do follow that I liked a lot, Desmond, and unfortunately, after 12 years of marriage.
Desmond who?
What is her? Desmond is the guy. I forgot the.
She loves him
Christy.
so much.
Christy.
Christy. Okay.
Right, yeah, Christy and Desmond, the Desmonds. A very attractive couple. And they have two young kids.
Oh, so you thought he was attractive?
Okay.
Oh, so I said pretty girl, you get on me, but now you say guy's attractive. It's like whatever. You see how double standard is? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Let's go.
And so they do live their life on social media. I mean, that is their business. She's constantly shooting, the husband too. But I will always look the video, and I've always thought to myself, couples who are on 24/7, how does that work? Because you're on 24/7. I mean, when is it that somebody don't want to be on 24/7 anymore. Maybe they want to live their lives in the shadows and they don't want to be on camera. And then you have the other spouse, who wants to be on camera. That's going to cause a lot of conflict. And so I say all this because, after, 12, 15, 16 years together, they're going, getting a divorce. And they're not the only couple. They're just the most recent one that, but there's a lot of couples that, of course, are not together anymore. And social media has ruined them. And I say all this to say the couples who want to begin the social media life or who wants to start or, influencing, it's very important for you guys to kind of sit down and discuss how much screen time you're going to do and how much things you're going to show to the world. And because I don't believe everything should be shown and how much things you want to, keep between you guys. Well, I mean, if you're doing OnlyFans, I guess that's different, right? That's a whole different, and I mean, it's one thing to be on 24/7, but then you have to look at it. How does that help your relationship?
Yeah,
does the money, you're basically sacrificing your relationship for money.
Well, I think,
and I don't even know if you were making money. I know this couple was, but I don't know other couples.
Well, looking at them, I didn't follow them, but then when the stuff come in, I started looking at their stuff, and to be honest, man, I kind of saw that coming. And let me tell you why.
You didn't follow them.
No, I know what I'm saying. I didn't follow them, but then when it happened, you mentioned it, whatever.
Well, yeah. I wasn't surprised. Surprised.
When you look at their video, a lot of them was her.
Yeah, it was her. Yeah, it was her.
It was her really pushing it. Now, don't get me wrong. If that was their thing, that's because I know there's some media that like the woman is doing stuff to the husband all the time. But that was their thing.
That was their thing.
But it didn't seem, for me, and like I said, I could be saw it differently. It didn't seem like that was really his thing. That was really their thing. It looked like that it started to trend, so she kept doing it, and he was kind of like it got too much.
Yeah,
I mean, what I'm saying, because I think what tends to happen is that when people are feeling themselves on social media, because let's be honest, social media rewards bad behavior.
Yes, they do.
Social media loves drama, loves issues, loves bullshit.
That's why social
that.
media, it's pure entertainment.
So when you're doing things to humiliate your husband, they jump all over that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's some influencers that do it on purpose. So the guy's totally on board with it. He's cool with it, and that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? There's this one influence couple from New York, I think, and the wife is always getting on him about stuff. But that's what they do. That's their thing. The ones we're talking about, I didn't feel it was their thing. I think
that's their thing.
I really thought, from what I saw.
Okay, from what you saw,
his disgust was really, there was a bit of like, okay, this is our thing, but after a while, I just started to see he was kind of like,
maybe he was over. Yeah, maybe he was getting over it.
It's making money, it's doing things, but I don't really like you doing this bullshit to me all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think for any man, unless they are 100% like, because that's not how they started.
That's how they started.
That's how they started?
Yes.
That's the hit with her again on him?
Yep.
Well, after a while, he probably like, I'm done with this
he was
shit.
probably done with it.
But like, when we're going to mature, when we're going to grow, when we're going to do other things.
Yeah.
And, when somebody's stuck in a certain place.
Yeah.
Now, this is just alleged. We don't know what happened. They said he cheated.
I don't think he cheated.
I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, because people take, when people file papers or they go on their PR campaign, they say a lot of stuff to give them the sympathy. Yeah. So for me, I take things with a grain of salt, to be honest. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, we don't know.
At the end of the day, I really feel that, like, when you have a social media that's so one-sided, that person on the one side starts to get a big head, think they don't need nobody else.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many duels that like came out together, but one person got bigger. But
right.
Then they thought, I don't need that person no more. Now, I'm not saying he didn't cheat, but maybe he cheated because he felt neglected. Or maybe he cheated because he was, I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not giving excuses. Maybe he's just a dog. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's like when one person gets bigger, they think they have the encouragement to say, because let's be honest, relationships go through things, you know what I mean? And who's to say that, like, they couldn't work it out? But I feel, because she feels, well, I got this.
Maybe she was bigger.
I mean,
she was the bigger personality than him. She had more followers.
Now she feels, I don't need you. I'm gonna go do my thing. You know what I mean? So I think that's also a danger of social media.
It is.
Is that when it does pop off, the balance has to be there,
right,
of both you and your spouse. Like, let's say you do blow up social media wise, but the other person does it. You can't automatically think I'm the shit and you're nothing because I got all this attention. Because, see, the social media gives this false attention. And let's be honest, people in general love attention. So they get all this attention and likes and love. But then the minute you don't give it at home, it's like, oh, see? I deserve all this attention because everybody in the world is giving me.
Right,
That's why Diddy, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Weinstein, Bernstein, all them guys are in jail. You know why? Not saying they're not bad guys, but they're in jail because everybody around them gassed their head up and said you could do it. And they fucked their own lives up because they thought they were bigger than anything and could do whatever they wanted to. Same thing with social media on a level where when people get too big or get clicks, they think they're bigger and it fucks up your relationship because you think you're bigger than your spouse. And now you don't care about working a relationship because you have this.
Because ego. you have a bigger platform, and so, but that's human nature. That's going to happen. Like us. Somebody could. I may blow up more, right? And people may like, I love Bell more because I blow up more.
But I've been blown
I know you've been blowed up more, but I'm just saying.
And I still love you.
I'm just saying.
So let's. Let me change
I can't even get a little clout.
That's for a woman. That's what when a woman blows up, then she thinks she bigger and want to leave. When a man blows up, we stay and we love our woman. But see, when a woman, the black woman gets she already said it. So you see, guys, you see that she's already ready to. Well, what about people like?
I said, what about people love me?
People love me more.
What if people love Bell more? That's what I'm saying.
All right,
I ain't going nowhere. I'm just.
That's what they all say.
Can I get a little cloud? You get all the cloud. You always get no cloud.
That's the point. But you can. You know what? Maybe you get all of it.
I don't know. I don't want it. You know me. I'm in the shadows. I don't like the cloud.
You know what? You know what, guys? Beware of a woman because she already planning her exit plan.
Wait. How did that go from planning an exit plan?
Yep.
Okay. That doesn't make. Well, you know what, guys? We are about up to time. So the next episode that we're going to do a deeper dive in, the next episode is going to be in social media relationships, right? So that means that, are you in people DM while you're in DMs? And, that's for men and women. So social media, jealousy, cheating. We do know cheating is very easy. I don't think cheating was never hard, but social media just made it so much easier. I don't know for women it's hard.
For us guys, you know what I'm saying? They say, joke, guys.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They walk outside, pussy. What are you talking about? Walk out, pussy's everywhere. Dick. Exactly. Okay, but you know what?
Women can literally walk outside and there's a man like three.
We're not approaching a dude though. We're not approaching a guy. Guys approach us. We're not approaching nobody.
Exactly. Okay? Get thrown to y'all. Us, we gotta earn it, and then we gotta look good. 6 feet, 6-pack, 12 inches, $100,000 a year. Like we have a criteria.
It can't be $100,000 a year. That don't pay nothing now. You're gonna have to go up to 300, 400. Okay, they don't want that no more.
Damn.
Yeah, it's up now.
I guess my wife about to leave me soon. Damn, I'm not on that level now. You see how it is, guys? 20-something years, and they raised the bar, and now you out for the next dude.
You out for the next dude. Huh?
Anyway, we appreciate your listening to us. Thank you for waiting for us. I know it's been 6 months, but we are back, and we have a whole set of plan for the rest of the year. So definitely, if you want more of us and just to know what we're about, go to Divorce Not an Option on Instagram. You can go to also our other business, coupleofcritics.com as well. But we go to YouTube at Divorce Not an Option too to catch this video and other videos, the little skits we have. We're gonna get back to the skits because you know what, those were good because we were getting thousands of views on those skits. I think one of our got about 12,000 views on it. Like it was popping.
It was the dancing. It was the me dancing, and you were making fun of me dancing. Yes, it was.
It was the dancing one. Yeah, that was popping. That was cute. I love that one. And you know what's so funny about that one? That one wasn't even a skit.
No, it wasn't.
Like which was funny. Like we purposely did the skits. Like the one we did in Bahamas and all that stuff. Was Bahamas or
I don't know. One
Mexico,
of those. I don't know. One of those.
We did, but that one was actually.
Yeah, that was what
we were just filming. you at City Walk dancing, and the guy came. That was just actually natural. It wasn't even a skit. So that was funny. But anyway, we got a lot more of those coming. So we appreciate y'all for being patient with us. But 2026 is a new year. We got so much going on, so much business, so much things. I'm gonna be everywhere. Management, artists. I mean, there's so much going on right now.
Culture Capital Group.
Our new capital company, Society Capital. You don't even know the name.
I just said, well, look at that. We have so many businesses, all right?
That's true. We do have a lot going on. So anyway, we appreciate you. Until next time, guys.
Bye.